Hello. Hi. Hi, Blue Fleet. How are we doing tonight? Welcome to a probably low energy one, I'm afraid. I wasn't very well earlier. I probably should have taken tonight off to rest, but I want to play Shimtone, you know. Not my best move, but, you know. We ball, right? Let's see how it goes. My chest is getting bad again. I did do something silly this morning, though. I bought Resident Evil 9. So we might swap Stardew out for that tomorrow, if folk don't mind that too much. Yeah, we'll see how we go, obviously, but... Yeah, hey, Hades, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's time to ace some attorneys. Alrighty. More Ace Attorney, no more Real Face, yeah. There's one more thing from the Real Face which is coming. Which is... Did you miss the ending? Yes, we finished the true ending last time. There is one more bit of content I've got coming for it, though, which is there is one of the 2 bonus episodes we can at least upload. So I'm going to do that as a Let's Play and upload that probably going into, I think, next week, maybe. The other bonus episode cannot be recorded or streamed or anything, so yeah. But yeah, we solved the mystery. We caught the killer. We caught the killer. We saved the day. Job was a good... It was wholesome, actually. The ending was wholesome. Yeah, so I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that game a hell of a lot. Alright, so we were cross-examining Rifer, weren't we? We were just about to begin, I believe, or we just finished or something like that. Oh, wait, no. We're at the divination seance. She's about to do... she's doing the interpretive dance bollocks, isn't she? Okay. Let's jump back in, shall we? I'm pretty sure that's what we're up to. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Right then. The victim's final moments. This should be interesting. I wonder what Inga's memories are going to show us.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. That'll be a laugh. Why not? We have to watch her do the interpretive dance bollocks again. This bit always feels weird. Like, is it really necessary, or is this just a 14-year-old girl being really fucking toony? Kind of reminds me of when my sisters had their ballet recitals, and I used to think, oh, I want to be anywhere else but here. Anywhere else. Okay. We could skip it. But I'm going to make you guys suffer. It's a bit mean of me, I think. But whatever. Okay. See, like, why do all this? Why don't just get a fishing rod? Why don't just get a fishing rod and just say, oi, out, now. Or I'm throwing this in there. It's all very silly. Okay. What are you going to show us, Papa? So he's drinking. Smells grapes, incense, tastes sour. He's in the tomb. Footsteps. His. A man's voice. Pain. More footsteps. Well, it definitely looks like Dirk, but the face is all blurry. An explosion. Laughter. Okay. Ugh. What in the... A faceless being? What the heck? His face? It's just like... that picture of the founder. I think that's the last thing anyone expected to see. Oh, Father, what was it? What was it you saw? Are we to understand this was the last thing the victim saw? Yes, there can be no mistake. That was what my father himself witnessed. Oh, I didn't have no shucks. Wife's not, Jihan. How very strange. You don't suppose the Holy Mother possessed the accused and slew Minister Inga for planning a coup? To involve wrath of the Holy Mother. Oh, Holy Mother, we're grateful for your blessings. Talk about a sharp left turn into the Twilight Zone. You know, there's one thing in there that just caught my attention. That laugh, who does it belong to and why are they laughing? Who knows, though I suppose it could be Dirk after he slew my husband. But that figure didn't even have a mouth. I think we're done here, lawyer. How so? You claimed that Minister Inga was stabbed in his private quarters, and feeling no pain, went to the tomb where he eventually fell dead. But this seance vision proves he was stabbed in the tomb and felt great pain, no less. Oh, that. Therefore, as I asserted all along, it was the accused who stabbed the minister in the tomb. Ooh. Everything just backfired, big time. Wow, Garana's the devil's own luck, doesn't she? Now then, I shall give voice to the soul of the deceased. Listen well and heed these words. Okay. This should be fun. At around 3 PM, my father was waiting in the tomb to make the hostage exchange. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. He'd been waiting vigilantly when suddenly he heard Dirk's voice. The next moment, he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. My father tried to shoot his attacker, but he missed, and the attacker let out a laugh. So what now, Mr. Wright? It's up to us to not cause him Rifer's interpretation of Inga's memories. In other words, we need to prove that our understanding of them could be mistaken. Alright, we'll give it a try. Okay. Let's have a look at the court record real quick. See, now the mysterious bloodstain doesn't make too much sense because it's leading on. It's on the other side of the tomb. So he smells incense. He smelled the grapes. He can hear his own footsteps. He hears a man's voice. He feels the pain. He falls down. He still smells incense. Lots of blood over Dirk. Hey, Zach, how we doing? It's not too bad. How about for you? And then the explosion and laughter. Now, the thing is, that was blown open. So, if he's fallen down over here and he's facing this way, why's that been, like, shot? The bullet trajectory is wrong. But then again, I'm not convinced that I've got the right idea here, because I rarely do. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. He'd been waiting vigilant when he heard Dirk's voice. The next moment he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. My father tried to shoot his attacker, but he missed and the attacker let out a laugh. This is the bit that doesn't sit right with me. Because I think, going back to the court record, I think it's the position of the shot monk, because the shot monk's over here. So, Inga would have been facing this way, but we already know he was facing the Holy Mother. Right? Ooh. Oh, this is tricky. What are we thinking, guys? Any ideas? I think I'm overthinking this, you know. So let's... Let's play through again. So he heard a man's voice, but he didn't turn around. Could it be that? Because surely if he wasn't expecting Dirk, then he would have, like, turned around or something, or tried to draw his gun on him or something. Yeah. Worth a go, isn't it?
Objection!
I'm not confident on this. Oh, okay. Your benevolence, there seems to be an inconsistency in your interpretation. An inconsistency? Where? Minister Inga is far too relaxed for what's supposedly about to take place. Oh, okay. When he heard the voice you claim is Dirk's, he didn't seem the least bit alarmed. He just kept looking at the picture of the founder. Oh. That's strange, right? He was waiting for Dirk to arrive with the Founder's Orb. But when he heard that voice, he didn't even turn to look. Don't you think he would have been worried about being attacked from behind? Ow! And then whose voice was it? It was likely someone whose presence wouldn't have alarmed him. Someone like a friend.
Objection!
But there was no third party at the scene of the crime. Therefore, the voice could only have belonged to Dirk. Is that so? The voice of a third party wasn't there at the tomb. Don't we have something that could reveal the owner of the mystery voice? Didn't he have a phone by his body? You know, I think we do. Something that Inga had while he was waiting for Dirk. With it, we just might be able to figure out whose voice it was. Now, I believe we can identify the male voice Minister Inga heard with this. Yes, see, look. He's got a cell phone.
Take that!
That's my father's. I know this must be hard for you, but could you please look at this photo? There's something here that can point us towards the identity of the voice. This is the real source of the man's voice. Yes, the phone.
Take that!
A cell phone. Right. I believe that the voice the minister heard was of a call to the cell phone. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. What is your evidence's view on the matter? I concede the possibility. Then it seems I must refine my vision. Okay. Subordinate's voice. Okay. It appears the voice belonged to one of my father's subordinates. So Dirk didn't say anything. Okay. Why did you suppose he was talking to one of them then? My father had members of the secret police positioned throughout the palace. They were supposed to contact him as soon as they saw Dirk and the rest of you. Alright. So now we're getting somewhere. Your benevolence, I believe you have an insight to revise. I know, Barbed Head. Don't presume to tell me how to do my duty. Okay. My father then took a call from a subordinate at the palace. Okay, still a brat. Yeah. A more likeable one. Yeah, she's improving slowly. So the voice was coming from the phone. Well, that's good to know. But there might have been other sounds coming from the phone. Sounds that could be clues. Let's take another look at Rifer's insights and really focus on the various sensations. Alright. I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Okay. My father took a call from a subordinate at the palace. The next moment he stabbed in the back and collapsed. Hey Bob, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're keeping well. We finished Ace Combat 7 a few weeks back. That was fun. Except for the flight up the tower. That was not very much fun. A dog's bark. Hold on. Why is the dog's bark there? Hang on. A lion's roar, I missed that. Hold on. Was there a lion's roar? I saw the dog bark. Subordinate's voice. Oh yeah! Why is there a lion roaring? The tower's a challenge? See, the tower itself, I got through it the first time. I got through the tower the first time. But it took 8 attempts to get into that fucking thing. Getting inside of the elevator was really hard. Because, like, everything just looked like wall. And when I finally found the way, and it's like, nah, you just crash. Okay, you crashed again. Oh, now you crashed again. It's like, once I got into the tower, I got through it the first time I actually, like, flew up it. Which was really weird, because it's like, surely the flying up it should be the hard bit. But no, it was the, actually getting inside the damn fool thing. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. But yeah, we played Star Fox the week after we finished that as well. Yeah. Oh man, I'm glad it wasn't just me then, you know, because that makes me feel a bit better, because I thought it was just me being dumb. Which is quite, you know, quite a likely thing to happen a lot of the time. I'll be real. Okay, so he called a subordinate a lion's roar. The only thing I can think of that sounds like a lion is a warbard. I'm going to save here. What do you call a magic owl? I don't know, Socks Crack. What do you call a magic owl? Let's hear it. Hey, G-Men, how you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to select the lion's roar. Is that hair mimicking Queen Garan's? Well, you see, it could be, but I don't have a Yowie paddle. Should I get a Yowie paddle? I don't know if I can add one in whilst I'm midstream. Because if you notice that she has a Yowie paddle, Houdini. Oh my fucking god. You know what? You know what? I'll concede that one because that was pretty good. Oh, I love a good dad joke.
Objection!
I hate to break it to you, Benevolence, but you misinterpreted something again. Yowie paddle? How is she holding a Yowie paddle? You'll see in a minute. You'll see in a moment, trust. What? What do you mean again? Smooth move, Apollo. I think you just hurt her feelings. She may put on a brave face, but she feels more than she lets on. Let me rephrase that, Your Benevolence. Your interpretation of your father's phone call to a subordinate at the palace is inconsistent with his final memory. What do you mean by that? A lion's roar could be heard over the phone. Don't you find that strange? You claim the calls with someone at the palace. But let me ask you, do you keep lions there? No, the only animals at the palace are little birdies and my pet frog. Froge. Wait, that giant one in front of the minister's house is a pet? Besides, there aren't any lions in Korean. We don't even have any zoos. A rather sad state of affairs, I'm afraid. Well, I remember hearing a sound like that. Did you get censored? You shouldn't have done. I know that... I tell you something, Bob. YouTube has been having a bit of a time with messages vanishing into the ether. So if any of your messages don't get through, if I censor anything, I will tell you. Promise. I will always say if I'm taking someone's message off or whatever, I will tell them. But like, I was in Elia's stream and she mentioned that her chat's been acting weird. I've seen lots of people on Twitter saying that their chats have gone a bit weird. I think Penny said that her chat had been doing it as well. So it's like, for some reason, YouTube is just like letting some messages through and not others. And I don't really get it. So, the place we saw a lion's roar, or heard a lion's roar, was... you mod for another channel so you've seen it yourself. Yeah, it's, I don't know why it does it, but it's just, yeah, if I impose any form of censorship, I will say very clearly, oh, you said so-and-so and I'm not allowing that. No. But, like, if I don't say anything like that, I would just assume that YouTube's been, stupid. How else do you describe it? It's the bazaar, it's the warbard, isn't it? Isn't that the cry of the warbard over in the bazaar? Oh. Your Benevolence, do you think you can clarify the voice for me? Very well. Your message was, I call that paddle, I will now attempt to further refine my vision. Okay. Oh, excuse me. What's this? Just as I suspected. I call that paddle a mummy? I mean, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable course of action, all things considered. Considering the way that she wields the owie paddle as well. Just as I suspected, it was the call of a warbard. That means the subordinate Minister Inga was talking to was in the bazaar, not the palace. But why is it important where the call came from? What significance could it have? She's right. It is important to know where the call was made from. Yes. Wait. Wasn't Dats throwing little explosives around? It's actually very important. Knowing that the person on the other end was at the bazaar means... Skips the mod direct to ether? Yeah, it didn't even come up on my end at all. Like, normally if I'm holding a message, YouTube's like, hey, do you want to let this through? Or Twitch is like, hey, excuse me, do you want to let this through? And it just absolutely didn't. Trying to use AI tools to make it cheaper, yeah. Over-reliance on clankers, again. They have much to answer for. The loud explosion might not have been the sound of a gunshot. But I can think of no other item that makes such a noise in the area. Go ahead, Apollo. Tell her. Tell Ryford the real source of that sound. Okay. Well, Hornhead, I'm waiting. What was the true source of that explosive sound? Ha. Ah, the firecracker. Because we heard the dog, didn't we? I'm still going to save there. The sound came from my attorney badge. Yes. Yes, it did.
Take that!
What is that? It's Albi Urgaid's statement. In it, he claims that Dats Arabal threw a firecracker at him while I was at the bazaar. Then... yeah, the sound heard over the phone was a firecracker exploding. Ah!
Objection!
And yet, a bullet was found at the scene of the crime. A bullet fired from Minister Inga's gun. How do you explain that? Well, we don't know whether it was fired during the course of the crime, right? Or do you have evidence that proves when the pistol was discharged? No, I have none. Wait a second. If that loud bang was a firecracker, then could that laugh at the end have been... no, it can't be. Oh, it can, and it is. The laugh came from none other than... the Joker who got a kick out of startling Albi with his dragon snot snaps. That happy-go-lucky Dats Arabal. Oh, for goodness sake. What? Someone should really put a leash on that guy. We love this guy. You know what the funny thing is? He actually looks like one of my IRL pals. Like, I'm not even joking. He's like genuinely the spitting image. This fucking guy, right? What is this guy? Some kind of joker? He's some kind of joker, boss. I shudder to think how one man could be the cause of so much trouble. Send Dats to Garan. He needs the paddle. He really does. She's probably going to get the paddle out soon as well. Hey there, AJ, PW. Y'all can thank me later. No one asked for your commentary, Mr. Arabal. Your benevolence, do you need to revise your insight? It would appear so. Okay. Okay. She gives no fucks that he's there. Yeah. Well, this changes everything. Let's go over the details of Rifer's insight again. Okay. Excuse me. I think I wrote this down now. Trying to find another inconsistency. Okay. Wait, hang on. Hold on. Well. Where's the explosion sound? I think I found this one already. Where was the explosion sound? Where's the explosion? At the end? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm missing it. It's on the 5th statement. No, I mean in the thing. In the thing. Like, wasn't there the explosion sound? Yeah, here we go. It's Dirk! That naughty Dirk. Yeah, here we are. So look, the sound ain't consistent with what Albie said in terms of... Because Albie says this happens at 2 PM, but we're saying around 3 PM, so there's a time difference of 1 hour. Well. Slender Dirk. I don't know, he doesn't look very slender to me. He looks kind of... He looks like he's got those muscly arms there. Don't you think he's got those big, young, muscly arms? Oh, no face. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. He's got the shoulders. He's got the urge to herbal. If you're not British, you probably won't get that joke. We had some adverts where that was like a lady had the urge. She had the urge to herbal. Yowie shoulders, yeah. And Garan is carrying the Yowie paddle.
Objection!
Object. Your benevolence. There's a glaring problem with this insight. There is. You stated that the murder happened at around 3 PM, which is right around the time my client arrived on the scene. However, now that we know what the source of the loud bang is, your insight conflicts with a certain piece of evidence. You want Dirk to be your dad? I mean, maybe. Not because your dad is bad, but because Dirk. I mean, why not have it so that Dirk is not your actual dad, but you can still call him Daddy? I probably deserved that objection, didn't I? Well, no matter. I suppose I have to ask the obvious here. What evidence conflicts with the claim that the murder occurred at 3 PM? It's the statement.
Take that!
I'll be your guide's statement again. Yeah, because to summarize what he said, at around 2 PM, Shadow was surprised by a firecracker and ran to the palace courtyard. Gavel to the noggin. Oh no, that would hurt. I've dropped a weight on my forehead before. That was fun. So you know dumbbell weights. I was doing ironically skull crushers in the gym, tricep exercise. And one of them slipped out of my hand and just went donk. Oh. Not fun. Around 2 PM. That's right, 2 PM. Not 3 PM. Ah! Are you suggesting? Oh, her eyes twitching. I think you know where I'm going with this. Oh, it could be worse. One time I dropped 140 kilograms on my toe. That was really not fun. That's his laugh, the cry of the warbad, and the bang of the firecracker were all heard right before Minister Inger's death. Thanks to Alpi's statement, we can put a definitive timestamp on all these sounds. Therefore, what this vision shows is that it's extremely likely that the deceased's final moments were at 2 rather than 3 as we'd originally thought. Yeah, he hasn't died when we thought. The time of death is wrong. Dare I ask? It means the murder took place a full hour before Dirk entered the tomb. So, there's 2 possibilities here, right? And one of them ties back to a question that I asked before. So, I kind of have this theory that Inga cannot recognize faces. So if someone dressed up as Dirk, feasibly that would explain it. The other thing is the Queen knew that he was planning a coup. She probably wanted to get rid of him. The Queen can spirit channel, right? Now, if the Queen is a very powerful spirit channeler, can she control the spirit that she's channeling? Could she... The thing is, she would have had to kill Dirk beforehand for that to actually work. You know, she'd have had to kill Dirk and then summoned him and forced him to carry out the killing while she's whilst he's possessing her body, which doesn't really make all that much sense. Okay. Oh boy. Ah! How could this be? Are you saying that I, the very personification of the law, have been mistaken? Oh. Holy shit, she just cracked off all her fingernails. Ha! Now you see what justice will always prevail. She literally cracked off her fucking fingernails. Holy shit. Kind of cooked on the theory. I did? Oh. Okay. I mean, I do have a habit of accidentally cooking my way to... I tell you something. Hades will corroborate this. I have a habit of correctly guessing case outcomes. Like, you remember in Rise from the Ashes? You remember in Rise from the Ashes? I managed to successfully predict almost the entire second half of that case. And I never played it before. I also predicted and avoided the evidence trap. Complete, you know, it was easy. Yeah, I don't know how I do it. But I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouse. We'll in the mouse. Look at gift horse in the mouse. Oh no. Yeah, I can predict Ace Attorney case outcomes like 10 hours ahead of when they actually happen, but ask me to speak basic English. The gift horse is a gamer? Oh my god, it's gold chip, isn't it? Do I still have that emergency gold chip? I don't think I do. Nah, she's gone. Okay. Peace, peace, I say. Now then, defense. I must remind you that the figure of the accused was clearly shown in the vision. How do you explain that? I wouldn't say it was clearly shown. After all, the figure didn't actually have a face. Ah, you're absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it was. Furthermore, need I remind you that if the vision is from 2, Dirk was still with me and Mr. Wright, which means this faceless figure couldn't possibly be him. So then, what are we to make of this 1 hour difference? Wait, 2 o'clock. That's when... My mother was performing the rite of channeling. Ah! The palace guards had all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the rite. Don't tell me. The royal residence. It would have been virtually unguarded. She has an alibi? I mean, technically, so do we. Do you know what our alibi is? Alibi your guide. And YouTube can't do a thing about it because you ain't got access to the eat controls. Hades, please don't bonk me. Ow. That was a non-flame tank that time. Yeah. Yeah, your life has been well and truly fornicated. Ow. That was me that time. Which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Amara's tomb. defense, are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused? That's exactly what I believe, Your Majesty.
Objection.
Preposterous. Disguises cannot deceive the memories of the dead. That the face did not appear this time is mere happenstance. Had it appeared, such subterfuge would have been as clear as day. He's got a point there. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. The question is why? Apollo, maybe the killer could afford to be so bold, because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. What? It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Dirk's clothes and stand square in front of Inga, precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how can anyone be so sure of something like that? A long time ago, I heard of a cognitive disorder that impairs a person's ability to distinguish between different faces. What if Inga had it? Oh, I predicted this as well! Okay. Then, are you saying this is literally how Inga saw the world? I cooked! Yeah! Are you telling me a sea slug fried this rice? Yes, actually, yes. It's pretty tasty. We, I actually do have a standard recipe for fried rice, you know. It's not exactly fried as such. Like, what you do is you take a wok, heat some oil in it, you put the rice in, but you only lightly coat the rice in the oil, and you don't fry it to the point it actually, like, cooks at all. And then you add a little bit of water to it, just enough to cover the rice, turn the heat down to about half, and then put a lid on it and just leave it there. And what I like to do is I like to mix salt, some chili flakes, some Worcester sauce, and a little bit of cumin in there. Sometimes I'll put some saffron in as well, and it comes out beautiful. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. Anyway, that's enough rice talk for the moment, I think. Yeah, we can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case we can. And if he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appeared to him in life. Alright, let's say the killer knew Inga had such a disorder. They could definitely use it to pin the crime on Dirk. But if you're wondering about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what you need. Really? Well, defense, do you have anything to show to this court? I think we do. But, like, I think it's also quite funny to think that proving that Inga had this disorder, which meant he couldn't see faces, also justifies how he was able to make love to his wife every night. He couldn't see her face! Excuse me. Use a rice cooker? I don't think I've ever... Ow. I don't think I've ever even seen a rice cooker before, you know. Like, genuinely. I don't think I've ever actually seen one in person. Yeah, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. Wright means, but I'll look the evidence over again. What explains why the face of Minister Inga's killer is absent in his seance vision? It's the notebook. People's characteristics are written inside. See, it describes people, but it basically allows them to tell them apart. Lunch break's over, Zach. No worries. You take care. You have a good one, all right? And hopefully we will see you tomorrow for, well, it's either going to be Stardew Valley or Resident Evil 9. One of the two. I need to decide which.
Take that!
A notepad. Yeah, it was found in Minister Inga's room. And it holds the answer we're looking for. As you can see, it's filled with detailed notes on various individuals. What kind of clothes they wear, hairstyles, and other discerning physical characteristics. And this is connected to the faceless nature of the killer. How? The vision we saw was exactly what Minister Inga saw with his own eyes. It is he who saw his killer as a person without a face. I did amazing, yeah. See, this is the sort of stuff that happens quite frequently on my Attorney streams. I don't understand how I do it. Like, is it the brain damage? It's probably the brain damage, isn't it? It's normally the brain damage. I have brain damage. Either one sounds like a good time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my brain damage comes from a tree root. There's a short in my channel which explains it in, excuse me, a bit more detail. Oh, wow. I'm so undercaffeinated lately. However, I do have, stop saying things that get me bonked. Yeah, that's true. I do have a snifter of mead with me today. Yours comes from concrete. Ah. Yeah, I took a tree root to the noggin when I was about 13. And everything's been kind of fucked up since then. Watch this. I believe Minister Inga had a disorder that prevents him from recognizing faces. It would explain the faceless being. And why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. Now that I think about it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he would fail to recognize even me. Your Eminence, you knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you? He was really into cosplay. Imagine cosplaying that. Like, the hairstyle would be a nightmare. He never wished for it to become public knowledge. But I suppose there is no use in keeping quiet about it now. It is as you say. I mean, really, look at the muscles on this lady. Man, when is she gonna, like, bodily rip my spine out? Hi, chat. Anyway, moving on. My late husband had a special disorder that hindered his ability to recognize faces. The medical term for it is prosopagnosia. So Mr. Wright was right. Wright was right. Memories of those afflicted with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. Will Wood reference? I don't know Will Wood. I do know Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton from Star Trek. And I know that you pronounce his name as Will Wheaton. Yeah. You don't pronounce it as Will. You don't pronounce it as Wheaton. It's Will Wheaton. You know? That's just the way it is. You must go to restaurant dinner. Ooh, Hades getting rizzed. Nice. We love to see it. Enjoy. And enjoy that rizzing. Or if you are the rizzer, then, you know, stick that rose in between your teeth and oya. You got this. There is precedent for this. So the killer likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. Right, so there's someone who's both knowledgeable about the divination seance and aware of Inga's affliction. I'm sorry about the yawning, guys. He got the best glow up? I don't know. I miss Hobo Phoenix. The main reason I miss Hobo Phoenix is because that's Hobo Phoenix is my fit. It's what I normally wear. Yeah, Beanix is like, take away the beanie and you've got what I normally wear. Beanix is your guy. Yes. Beanix lovers rise up. Your Eminence, who knew about your husband's condition? A small number of servants who tended to his needs. And me. Surely you are not about to insinuate that I committed this crime? Well, seeing as you're like Mammaries von Karma, I'm going to go with yes, probably. That's pretty good, actually. Mammaries von Karma. Yeah, I should remember that one. I'm going to put that down in my notebook of, like, physical characteristics of people. Oh, no, Your Eminence. Still, couldn't she have done it? Garana's an alibi, remember? Oh, right. She was conducting the right of channeling it, too. In that case... Wait, hang on. Hang on. Hold the fuck up. What if this is her? What if this is Amara? Amara's dead? No, she's not. We've already been told that she's alive and being kept prisoner. We've already been told that Amara's alive and she's being kept prisoner somewhere. So, what if this is Amara wearing the Queen's outfit and the Queen has fucked off in disguise and done some stabby? I think there's possibility of this. Because, like, why else would you keep your hot MILF twin sister around if not to use her for crimes? Like, what's the point? You know? In that case, Your Eminence, does Nina know about Minister Inga's disorder? Of course she does. She was our head servant. So as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition, and as the princess's personal attendant, she's familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what would. Oh boy. There it is! You see, Bob? There's the Yowie paddle. You guys doubted me. You're like, does she really have a Yowie paddle? No, she has a Yowie paddle. She's not just ready to use it. Look at the rippling of those muscles as she prepares to use it. Look at the determination on that face to paddle. Dish, 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 dish. Yeah, she's gonna just do a big sweeping strike and hit both Phoenix and Apollo's asses at the same time in one go. It will be glorious. You witless lawyer, how quick you are to forget the facts. Facts such as, when Inga was last seen alive, you claim he was slain at 2, yet that is impossible, for I first saw him at 2:30. Ah. Oh! We did completely forget about that. You'd like to see that with Phoenix? Who said that? Well, I think you did. No, there must be some mistake. Yee! So you'll see, the murder could only have happened at 3 p.m. The hour Dirk entered the tomb. There is no other answer to this puzzle. I mean, if Inga's dead at 2, then could someone not just have spirit channeled him? But then, who? The only people in the country we know of who can do spirit channeling are the Queen, Amara, and Maya Fey. But we don't know where Maya is actually, do we? We knew she was being held hostage in it. What if Maya has disguised herself as Minister Inga to get out of the tomb? That would be fucking funny. Oh boy. Oh, why don't we ever get to make up answers like Garan makes up laws? You're going insane? Really? Did I cook? Am I microwaving? I'm microwaving a tin of baked beans. It's still in the tin. It's going to explode. Guess it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? No, I don't think we're the problem. We just seem to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our deductions so far explain everything to a T. Microwave not quite cooking? Okay. Everything except for Inga's sighting at 2:30. I see. And without that final puzzle piece, all our deductions fall apart. I mean, here's a theory, right? Here's a theory. So, I still think... I don't think this is the Queen. I think this is actually Amara. They've brought her out of hiding to create an alibi for the Queen. So, feasibly, could the Queen not have cosplayed as Dirk, killed Inga, spirit channeled their own dead fucking husband, and because of their force of will, possessed the spirit enough to run away out of the tomb, so it looked like he was, you know, going out the tomb at 2:30, when in fact he's already dead? Because she seems like the sort to do this. Like, she seems like she could do this. I don't know. I don't know, that there's some sort of spiritual bollocks going on here. Apollo, I think his sighting is the only anomaly. We'll just have to find a way to make it fit into the bigger picture. Trying to think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be impossible to see Inga walking around after he'd been killed. But what if there was a way to make people think he was alive even though he was dead? Wait. Like Thunderbird's puppets. You just put some strings onto him, you just like make him walk around, and he's all like... Use my imagination. I am. No spoilers. Yeah. I need to try and work this one out myself, but so far, I'm thinking the way to make people think he was alive is to put Thunderbird's puppets on him and do, like, corpse super marionation, which would be pretty funny, actually. Like a way to make people witness the living dead. Sounds like some kind of TV show. Things like that don't happen in real life. Don't dead, open inside. Ah! Oh! Apollo, did you just... I did. He shit himself. He shit himself. He needs to go and deal with that. That nugget of... Well, it's not a nugget of information, that's for sure. But it is stinky. This is your favourite case beside the magic one in the game? I think, so far, my favourite case is still Rise from the Ashes. I thought Rise from the Ashes was really good. And also... I'm still a 3-2 hater, alright? Oh, and Spirit of Justice. Spirit of Justice, I think so. Yeah, Spirit of Justice has been a bit weird. Garan's marionetting in the rafters to delete Inga, yeah. And then she's going to make him take off in Thunderbird 1 and detonate Thunderbird 1. Dun, 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 ba, 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 and yeah, so on and so forth. I figured a way to make it so that people can see the living dead. Your Majesty, our deductions weren't wrong at all. Despite Minister Inga being murdered at 2, he was seen heading into the tomb at 2:30, and I'll tell you how. I certainly hope you will, because I have no idea what you're talking about. The Minister Inga, her benevolent soul, was in fact someone channeling him, I believe. Your favourite case of all time might be 1-4 because Maya. I preferred 1-5 to I preferred 1-5 to 1-4. 1-4 was very good though. 4-1 is the best opening case that the game has had, that the entire series has had so far, actually. Like 4-1 was really good. The rest of Apollo Justice did not live up to that case, which was a shame. But I think they just started too strong and just they couldn't quite hit the same heights. Like, it's not a bad game at all. You know, it's pretty good. But it's just the first case was so good, it just kind of made everything that was after just kind of feel a bit lesser somehow. Game 5, I thought, was pretty, like... It never had a case that I would say, this is one of the best cases in the game. But it did have cases that consistently were like, this is pretty good. And it's the only game so far in the series where every single case I've just been like, this is pretty good. You know, every other game has been down to a low point of like, this is okay. You know, like 1-3, this is okay. You Frankensteined all the timelines together to make everything coherent. Excellent. Run some electricity through it. Let's see it move. Also, I am afraid that I will never, ever replay 3-2. Ever. That was Stolen Turnabout. I hated it. I genuinely think it's the worst case in the entire series. I fucking hate Stolen Turnabout. Like, it has the best theme, and it has Look At Me. But those can't save it from being an absolute slog to get through. And the gameplay-wise, it's the most frustrating case in the game. No, not Master Mask. He's fucking... No, Master Mask is French, right? When I did a voice for him, do you see, I'm Master Mask, I'm the French, yes. And because he was French, it was just like, no, I can't be dealing with this shit.
Although I did have rather an amusing voice while I was voicing Luke At Me. I kind of miss him, don't you know?
You gotta go. I've scared you off by saying I didn't like 3-2. Oh, why do I always do this? Why do I always do this? His breakdown is the best. It was a very good breakdown. I will say it was a very good breakdown. Like, I kind of feel like Christoph Gavin's breakdown was maybe a little bit stronger. The shark head guy. Oh, from when we say the shark head guy, we're talking the concert one, aren't we? With the 14-year-old foreign twink who somehow managed to fire a 44 Magnum. Are we thinking of the right? Are we think? Yeah. That was pretty good. That was definitely pretty good. I can't remember what the case was called, but I always just call it the twink gun case, because as soon as you mention the twink and the gun, it's like, yeah, that one. Oh yeah, this kid could definitely have fired a 44 Magnum. Oh, also he's blind. That definitely means he would have fired a 44 Magnum and not broken his shoulder. Yeah, definitely. He's a flawless shot with it as well. Mental. I think it was someone channeling him. It was the deceased being channeled. It's the only way a man who was already dead could have been seen by a benevolence. Channeled, you say? That's right, and there are only two people capable of spirit channeling here in Kurumi. Her Eminence Queen Garan and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the minister. It would seem that you are ever bent on making me party to this crime. As a gun nerd, your eye twitches every time. I mean, I have held a live 44 Magnum. And just to clarify, you can actually own a live 44 Magnum in the UK. There are a few conditions, though. Firstly, you have to have a gun license for it. Category 3 gun license. Secondly, it has to be non-concealable, so you have to have long steel struts, both under the barrel sticking out and also sticking out the opposite way from the handle. And then secondly, the cartridges it fires, they have to be black powder. You can't have, like, actual 44 caliber bullets. They have to be black powder. So the bullets themselves can, but the cartridge has to be black powder. It can't just be like a standard 44, revolver cartridge. And that thing is big. Like, I don't think it's... I'm just holding my arm up, so I don't think it was unfair to say that, notwithstanding the steel concealment preventers, I don't know what you call them, but that thing was like this, like from the end of the barrel to the cocking, the cocking hammer. It was like the length of my forearm, and I'm 6'3". My forearm is not small, so take someone who's half my size. That thing is going to be like a rifle to that kid. Oh yeah, that's another fun little fact. I'm firearms trained. You fired that? It was fun, but goddamn, I haven't fired one. I've only held one. Yeah, my childhood best mate is a Cat 3 license holder, and there are some things of his I can hold. There are some things I'm not allowed to even touch. So I can't touch his Benelli. Like, if I'm not allowed to. The license conditions say, nope, you cannot touch that. Cannot even touch it. Wouldn't have busted his shoulder, it would have bonked him on the forehead. Yeah, I mean, he couldn't have dealt with the recoil. There's no way he'd have dealt with the recoil. So what about if we give him a 70-150 lever action? What then? Yeah, Kentucky Ballistics came up on my YouTube feed, and well, let's just say that I now no longer... Yeah, I don't fear Mega Furbies anymore. I know how to deal with Furbies. Yeah, they just came up on my feed, and I was like, could I defeat a Mega Furby? Well, I want to find out. And I went in, it's like, now you know how to defeat a Mega Furby. And I was like, yes! If ever the Furbies take over, I am set. I'm ready to go. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30, the time at which my husband was seen? Eminence. I believe you had completed the channeling rite and were having tea with the king of the neighbouring realm. There would have been many attendants there too. Nyata has to keep up with her schedule too? What doesn't she make him do? Well, hopefully her ass. Then that leaves only Maya. Yeah, it does. Maybe someone was forcing her to use the power towards nefarious ends. The real killer could have been threatening her. That cannot be. So then, Inga's scream? That was probably from when he woke up from being called back to this world. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked back up for him after he died. So Minister Inga probably leapt to his feet thinking he just had a nightmare. Then, realising it was almost time for the hostage exchange, he raced off to Amara's tomb, not even realising he was already dead. Then, Her benevolence really did see a dead man running. Oh, she's going to fall over. Uh-oh. Using the sacred power of spirit challenge to commit a crime? How could this be? The defense calls Miss Maya Fay to the stand. Apollo? Well, Your Eminence? Will you allow it, you witness? It matters not. Either way, this lawyer shall soon know the truth. He will know just how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments. She's getting ready to paddle him hard. See, this is how you want a woman to look at you, right? With the look of a predatory snake whilst wielding a paddle. Moving on. Insult me all you want, witch, but you'll be eating those words when I expose the truth. Very well, let us adjourn until the next witness is ready. Donk. Oh, it's a TBC. It is a TBC. Okay. How many days is the trial? I think it's like, hold on. Let me have a quick look. Just having a look at how many parts there are to the trial. So there's day 1, day 2, part 1, day 2, part 2, and day 2, part 3. Okay. Right. I hope you don't mind, guys. Because I wasn't well earlier, I'm going to wrap things up there. I'm going to try and break this into 3 small parts, if that's all right. Let me pull over here. Oh, dear. Yeah, it was unpleasant earlier. Like, I was halfway through my working day, and my stomach was just like, do you know what would be really cool? And I'm just like, what would be really cool is if I wasn't sick, and I didn't vomit horribly. And my stomach's like, yeah, no, what would be cool is if you vomited horribly right now. And I'm just like, uh-oh. I just had to leg it from my office to the bathroom. Upchuck. That was very, very unpleasant. I actually had to call into work at like 3 PM to say, yeah, sorry, I've just been really sick. I'm going to have to take the rest of the day out. And like most people would think, oh, this guy's just going to, goof off or whatever. And it's like, no, I went into my bedroom after I cleaned myself up a bit, fell backwards onto my bed. And then the next thing I know, I've got a cat flumped up against my chest like, oh, poor baby. You'll be okay, Daddy. You'll be okay, Daddy. And I'm just like, eh. But yeah, I think keeping it short tonight is the right move, because then I can get some proper rest in. I mean, you never know. Depending on how long the next parts are, we might blow through them in a single stream. We might break it into 2 separate streams. But I don't think we've got very much in this case left now. So tomorrow, I need to work out what I'm doing. It's either Stardew Valley or Resident Evil 9. I might ask wife if she minds if I stream on Sunday as well, because I can do both then. Which would be a little bit noisy, but, we bowl. But yeah, I kind of want to play Stardew and I want to play Resi 9. I've got some recording to in the morning as well if I feel up to it, so that should be, well, again, fun and games. But yeah, I'm going to go now. I'm going to get myself some rehydration, I think. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, guys. Been good seeing you again, Bob. Been good seeing you again. I will also be back next week with some stuff. Schedule-wise, I haven't decided what I'm putting together. I'm probably going to bring Metroid Z Factor back, just because I want to finish that at some point. And then also, we will be rotating in a couple of new things, because, obviously we finished Real Face for VTube, so I need to find something to replace that with. So, yeah, that should be fun. Anyway, I will see you guys very soon. Take lots of care. Cheers for hanging out with me again. And enjoy the rest of your day, right? Until next time, have a good one.